Okay, let's take a look at this.
Ooh, a metamorphic mushroom-headed kakapo.
All right. So, lighting wise, yeah, there's some interesting. Just gonna turn the volume off to watch again. There's some interesting different colors and contrast. I guess it has a bit of a feeling like there's a bluish color, so it sort of feels like moonlight. I guess I would think of where is the sun coming from and kind of judge it by that. I think you got a little washed out here and here, so I would tone down the um, the light a little bit there. Some of the texture issues are popping up. His shirt looks crazy. Yeah, this has also got too hot too. So generally, your light I think is too bright. I think, as I mentioned before, the because this is sort of heroed, it's right in the front and center in the frame, right in our face. I think you need to improve this texture or simplify it at least or something. Right now, it just looks distracting. Um, and also, the ground seems to be calling out for more detail. It looks kind of flat. And also, what's really noticeable now is the color difference between the rocks of the ground and the rock of the walls. You would expect them to be closer in color to each other because they would be mostly made from the kind of same rocks and sand. So maybe you want to go into Photoshop and play with color balance and get them closer, or try a different ground. Um, and Yeah, and yeah, as I said, the shirt looks a little crazy. And then finally, animation-wise, there's some pops in there we should look at. So let's look at those different things in Maya. Okay. So So you've got a bunch of area lights and spotlights. So a directional light. Where's the directional light? Okay. So I'm just gonna hide these one at a time, or hide all these, and then let's look at the light view. Okay. And does that have shadows turned on? Okay, so you can see the shadows there now. And let's maybe knock the intensity of this down because I think that was what was getting. Now this light is, I can see it's more blue, which makes me think you're going for like a more of a nighttime kind of thing. Um, so yeah, I think you could decrease that. I'm not sure what time of day it's meant to be. Yeah, but already it's looking a little bit better than me. I'm not sure you definitely didn't need that to be as bright, and I'm not sure you needed all of these. Let's display these and just see what happens. Okay, yeah, and that makes it, well, now suddenly these are really bright and warm. So I would expect the sunlight to be more the kind of warmer yellowier light, and then the fill lights to be, um, if it's daytime, you know. And then that looks more like kind of a daylit sunny day if that's what you're going for. Um, and then maybe just use some of these different lights to fill in some shadow areas so they're not as dark. And maybe make those bluer. Like, oh, I have them all hidden. Well, what were these area lights? Display, show, selection. No, it's kind of taking its time. Yeah, I was kind of thinking that one maybe making that one. Boy, don't have the fastest computer in the world. Yeah, I'm thinking this one maybe is more like a cooler color. Um, Kind of filling in the shadows with a cooler light, and we can. That is a pretty high intensity. Yeah, you can play with the intensity there to, see how dark or light you want the shadows to be. Yeah, we are starting to get this to be washed out again with that as that gets higher. Oh, yeah, that's gonna really slow things down. But I think you don't need as many lights um, as you had, and they don't need to be as bright. Let's look at the animation issues. Those pops. So I talked in the last one about this jump here, that probably the feet, probably doesn't go quite so high, and that he needs more. He needs to go down more first. It looks like he does go down a little bit. I also talked about the binoculars. Either he needs to drop them, or we really need to see his arm kind of. If they're going to go up like that, we really need to see his arm kind of shoot out to throw it. Um, and then here, um, you should keep moving. So where's my character controls? So, so he just landed. So, follow through. So he should, go down and back up. Right? And this could use some more movement, that guy. And here he looks almost completely frozen. And here's a pop. Is that just moving very fast, or is it actually popping? Let me just watch this again to see where those pops were. Right there, when he's talking, there's some kind of. Yeah, he's just moving way too much here. It's just too big of a sudden movement. So I would tone that down, but I would also say, this period of time, there, he could use another pose or two. His arms are totally frozen. His spine is totally frozen. So I would put another pose or two into this period here to kind of bring him to life a little bit more.